It's kind of funny how confidence can waver. One moment you can be feeling pretty good about something, excited about it. You have this way of looking at the future where you can visualize yourself performing really well at this thing that you're looking forward to. And then maybe a couple hours later, even in the same day, suddenly that excitement you have for that project or that thing can feel like it's not quite there, not in the same way it was a few hours past. Suddenly you can start to doubt yourself. Is this going to work? Is this going anywhere? Is there something here? I don't know. It's kind of frustrating when our emotions can go up and down like this over something we want to succeed, but we don't know if it will. And this can apply in so many different areas, not just from a project you're working on, but to even the people that you're around, relationships. Sometimes you really want a relationship to work out. Maybe you really like this person, but you don't really know how it's going to go. At the end of the day, we don't really know what the future is going to bring. We only have the now. Very cliche to say, but it's still kind of true. Yet, there is something that does have an impact on our own output of the future. When we do have something we're working towards or working on, we can let self-doubt creep in. We can start to say, I don't know if this is going to work out. I'm not sure if I'm feeling this. Maybe we start judging what we've already created too early in the process. Maybe that judgment isn't actually helpful. It's more of a declaration of, this isn't going to work. Why am I doing this? I should just stop. Our criticism doesn't end up being constructive. It just kind of tears us down. Self-criticism is a useful tool. Sometimes it can help us look at something we're working on to try to find a way to make it better. But it's one of those double-edged swords. If you use it too much, you can take out all your passion and drive and excitement you have for something you're creating or working towards. Maybe it's a goal in a sport that you want to achieve, or a thing you want to build. Even something as simple as constructing something in a video game. Maybe you want to build a new factory in Satisfactory, or a new castle in Minecraft. Sometimes we can set out these expectations for ourselves that we want to reach this lofty goal. We really want to get there. But we don't give ourselves allowance to even arrive. There's a reason there's these sayings that have persisted through time, like Rome wasn't built in a day. They're cliches, but they're there for a reason, to remind ourselves that even though what we are looking at right now isn't where we want to be, it doesn't mean that we can't get there. It doesn't mean give up. If we take the time to sit back and just zoom out a bit, we can start to see the bigger picture. If I stay on this path, what is my trajectory? Where am I going? What might I learn? Maybe I go down this path. Maybe I spend a lot of time and effort and energy trying to do this thing and it doesn't work out. I try really hard to reach that goal and I fail. But even if you did get to that point where you worked really hard on something, maybe even for a year or longer, and it failed, in that time, in that process of doing that thing, you would have learned so many valuable lessons, so many valuable skills. You would have gone on a journey that you wouldn't have been able to experience had you not taken that first step and just the next one after that and the next one after that. You might have missed out on something really awesome even though you failed. And so there's reason to take that next step, to start, to keep going, even though what you have right now, what you can see right now, isn't where you want things to be. Even if you know it might fail, even if you don't have that certainty of knowing this is going to work out, there's still a reason to take that next step. But there's also reason to say, this is going to work out. This is going to happen the way I envision it. This vision I have in my head, this thing I want to see in the world, there is reason to believe that it will work out. And if you choose that belief and you dedicate yourself to that belief, continuing down that road is almost going to be this inevitable outcome where that thing you really wanted to see in the world does come to fruition, in the sense that you worked on it. Not every video is perfect. And even as I'm talking during this one, I feel like I start just talking in circles and I don't even know if what I'm saying has any real value or is going to connect with anyone in the other side of this platform I'm using. As I'm talking, I'm wondering, does this make sense? So I have this little self-doubt thing running in my head, and I think I'm going to look back on this video one day, maybe even after I post this one, and think, wow, there's not a lot of value here, and there's not a lot for someone to get from this. But I think I'm still going to post this one anyway, even though it's not a lot, even though it's not what I totally want it to be. It's still in line with where I'm going. And if you hung around this long and you're still listening, thank you. But also, I hope this gives you a reason to keep going on whatever project you're working on. Whether that's YouTube or a goal you're working towards, or a relationship you're building with somebody. Just take the next step. See where it takes you.